Hola, this is Cruz, and I would like to share. I'm stretching my neck to see. Okay, I have plenty of time left on my phone. I am here to do the straps, the handles, and the matting for this suitcase tutorial that I did for Tamika's Steampunk Swap. Hey girl. Okay, so we're gonna start with the matting. You don't have to mat. I would suggest you do though. So for the small suitcase, which is 4 by 6 by 2.5 here, we are going to, if you want to mat with a, hold on, where did I, here it is. With if you want to take off a 4, so therefore there's like about an 1/8 around all the sides, the top, the inside, here and here, all of them are going to measure the same. They're going to be 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. These are pretty easy. I used Prima's Pretty Pale paper. Prima's Pretty Pale paper, and I used a 6 by 6 paper pad for the matting. So if you let's say you want to double mat, or you want to save Tamika's collection for the maybe embellishments and projects and stuff, you can mat with a 6 by 6 like solid paper, whatever. Okay, and then the inside. I'm going to do this as quickly as I can. Mat in real time. Whoa, that's way off, buddy. Bring it down a little. Listen. This paper's making a mockery of me. I'm sitting down from, I did the tutorial standing. I'm sitting down, so hopefully I am in frame. Hopefully you don't put my big old head in the way either. No. See, I just, I moved my paper. I had it just about as just right as I can get it, and I messed it up. Get my bone folder. All right. So for the short side, this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be 1 1/4 and 2 1/4. I'm not matting here because I would put way too much bulk in this, and then the opening and closing would not work. So yeah, these are 1 1/4 and 2 1/4. Again, you can speed through this if you'd like. I'll put the measurements in the description box. Ooh, I almost did it on the wrong spot that I said I wasn't gonna. If you want to, of course, stitch, do that beforehand. If you, yeah, I would normally, now that I know how to put these together and where I'm going to glue, I would have matted before I put this together, but I didn't want to confuse anyone, and I didn't want the other part of the tutorial to be too long. So you get the idea, right? I'm not going to adhere, I'm not going to glue the insides. How about that, to make things go faster? Now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the long sides, you're going to need 1 1/4 by 4 1/4 right here. Whoop. And we're gonna put that, again, I'm not gonna mat the inside right now. I'm gonna put those to the side. So the straps, I made the straps for each suitcase a different width. You don't have to do that. I think straps are pretty self-explanatory, but I'm not matting the bottom because that's going to be glued down right onto the, to make the suitcase stack. So for the small suitcase, I made this 3/4 inch wide, and then the handle, this is like super duper thick basil, a different paper. This is just like Michael's pastel paper pad, like really flimsy, 65-pound probably. This one is 1.5 inch wide strip of paper, 1.5 by 12. And then I just cut it down. Actually, I think I did 4. Let me measure so I'm not a liar. Yeah, 4. Sorry, it's 1.5 by 4. Crease, scored down the middle at 3/4, and then I just rounded it. I folded it in half. Don't get ahead of yourself, Cruz. Creased it, and then I rounded it with a 7mm rounding, and then I trained my paper beforehand. I did this, and then I creased here at 3/4 and 3/4 inch, and I'll go ahead and add just a little bit of adhesive here. Come on, she's making me a fool. Hope you guys can see me. Okay, just a little bit, not too much, and then I'm just gonna try to keep that shape as much as possible. Okay. So this, you can do it 1 or 2 ways. You can leave it 12 inches long by 3/4 and just get your thing here. Make sure you don't glue it to the bottom, but, and then just, you can measure in, really, be real precise with it and measure in, or you can just do this, and on this one you can just fold it. Make sure you're flush on the bottom here, and then fold it over, right, and then glue. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do this, and then I'll just show you the measurements of the other ones. And then I'm just eyeballing. Usually I don't eyeball. I like to be precise. I would actually want to be more. Anyway, so right there, I glued it down and make sure it's nice and straight here. And fold it here. Crease it. And add more glue. Again, if you wanted to sew this, do this beforehand, and then just down to here. You might want it just for smoothness, let it go over a little bit, or not. You can let, yeah, I'm not. Just gonna cut it off like right there, and then I'm gonna glue it down. I hope you guys saw that. Right there, boom. And then there's a little bit hanging over, so I'm just gonna take my scissors and cut it off. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is get your 3/4 inch goodie. This is not, it seems like it should be more precise, but it's not, just because of the like 1 1/32 or 1/16, or like 1/16 inch or 1/32, however wide the groove is here for their scoring. It's gonna make a difference. Anyway, so this right here is 1 and 1/2 inches. So you're gonna score at 1 1/2, and then this right here is, 2 1/2. So 1 1/2. You're gonna add 2 inches. 1, 2 plus 1/2 is 4, and then another 1 1/2. 5 1/2 is where you're gonna cut this baby off, right? Yeah. So you can do that, but because again, that minuscule space that the crease takes up, it might make a difference. It might, depending on the thickness of your paper. Okay, so either way, whichever way you want to do it is great. I didn't add the faux buckles. You can do that if you want. Maybe when I make mine for my, if I make it in time to be in the swap, maybe for that I will add buckles, but simple straps, right? And then so here is the handle. You can put it wherever you want. If you want to add an eyelet or something, I would suggest maybe just add it here. Maybe not an eyelet, maybe just some little jammies. And then depending on where you want this to land, if you want it to land right there, if you want it to be like this or that, however, alter the measurement however you see fit to the look you want. If you want your handle to be like to reach way far out, then you can adjust your measurements, the length of this, however you see fit. Oh, also, okay, here, the part this is the folded part, this is the cut parts. I'm putting that down so it looks seamless on the top, from the top view. And I don't know if this is right. I can't tell. trying to look. Okay. And then just kind of hold it down. There's the top one. And again, I have the matting cut over here on this side, but I'm not going to add that. Okay, so for this one, for the outside shell, the mats are going to be different for the top versus the drawer, because the drawer is again 1/8 inch, in some areas smaller. So let me get my big stack. Here you go. And my bigger stack. Okay. So this right here is going to measure the mat for here. Again, we're not going to mat the bottom because it's going to be adhered down. This one is 3 by 5. It's only one. So let's glue this down real quick, like. I'm going to take the drawer out just so I can do this number. Okay. And then the sides, short side, you need 2 at 1 3/4 by 3, and the long side is 1 3/4 by 5. And I have them pre-cut again right here. You just glue. This paper, this is more like a, yeah, no, maybe, I don't know if it goes with whatever this is, Steampunk, but like I said, I wanted to do kind of neutral just to show. And yeah. When I start doing stuff like this and I'm kind of like getting quiet, I start humming and singing and tap dancing. Just kidding, I don't know how to tap dance. But yeah, so random humming. That's what you get from a long video from me. You're welcome. Sorry. I don't know. Okay, so that's the outside matting. The inside matting, again, is going to be a little bit smaller. I'm good. Did the measuring for you. This inside mat that goes on the bottom is 2 7/8 by 4 7/8. Again, the measurements will be down below. If you don't want to know the matting, if you can figure that out by yourself just by reading the description, or just figure it out by yourself, period, then, and you just want to look at the straps, then of course, speed on by. We're not matting the outside of this. Oh, just the front, not the sides or the back. So the short sides on the inside are 1 5/8 by 2 7/8, and the long side, which are these two in the front, are 1 5/8 by 4 7/8. So just for quickness, we're just going to do the outside because that's all I need for the straps. But I just want to tell you how many you're going to need, and again, description box, one of these years they will be there, the measurements for all this. Okay, this one, the straps for this is going to be a little different. Because this is a drawer and not a clamshell style, right? So you can't just put the strap here because guess what? You trapped everyone inside. So for this one, I did a 1 inch width for the straps and the handle. Okay, here you go. So it's the same thing. How are you going to want to do your goody goody gumdrops? This is a 1 incher. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this wherever I want. I'm just gonna, again, you can do, if you want to do the scoring, you're going to score at 3 1/4, and then add 2 inches, which is 5 1/4, and then another 3 inches, which is 8 1/2, and then cut it off, right? But I'm not gonna, oh wait, I'm just gonna do this for quickness sake, quickie sake. Again, you want to make sure that this edge right here is flush so that you do not, so you keep it straight. Yeah, so when you do your paper, it's not like wonka jawed, your strap here. Then again, crease here and just there, because, oh, actually, yeah, just those two, because the bottom is going to be glued down. Correction. I know your father. So yeah, so it's just going to be the what is it? 3 1/4 and then the 2 inches. So scratch what I said earlier. Scratch it out your mind. Through your eyeball. Just kidding. Okay, so there's that. Boom. Second strap. Do the same thing or do the whatever. So for the drawer, this part is going to be a little tricky. Actually, last time I did this first, so it was easier. You're going to get the straight edge here. And let's just cut this off. No, it's easier this way. This is 1 7/8, so you can just cut it at 1 7/8 by 1, or you can make things super difficult like I am right now. Listen, I'm going to cut it longer just so I can show you how you can do this. You're going to get your glue onto this strapperoni, and wherever your drawer is, you're going to apply this and make sure it is lined up with this one. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm going to call her good. Actually, there you go. And then I'm going to just trim this excess off. Bada bing, bada boom. And we're lined up pretty good there. I'm going to get my second strip of... I can just cut it off of this. No, I can't. Right here. I'm going to guesstimate where I want my sleeve. Whipping my paper around. Let me try to eyeball this the best I can here. I'm going to call it good. Press it down and then cut this off on this side, and then when I do the strap around these pots, I'll use the side that I didn't cut with scissors so it's straighter, right? Do this part however you want. Okay, for the handle, it's again 2 inches by, how long did I make this one? 2 inches by 4.5 inches. Score down the 2 inch side at 1, train your paper, and then I think I scored at 1 inch on both, yes, on both ends, rounding the edges, and there you go. So now that I kind of showed you, sort of showed you how to do it on this one, the next one I'll just tell you the measurements for the, again, the creased part. Oh, I forgot to glue it. Let's do that real fast. Just so it doesn't flap around in the wind. Quick little glue down. There you go. If you want to have the look of grommets or whatever, you can put little like brass or golden or whatever color halfback pearls or jammies, whatever. Okay, then you're gonna have your other strap here. Imagination. For this one, you're gonna need the mats for the outside, the top right here. The mat is, where is it? Where did I write it? Oh, it's on this side. Okay. 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. Oosh. 3 3/4 by 5 3/4 goes right here. The 2 short sides and 1 long side are 2 1/4. 2 of these for the sides. 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. This is me gluing. Use your imagination. And then over here, 2 1/4 by 5 3/4. The inside mats, the house of cards comes apart. Okay, so the inside bottom is 3 5/8 by 5 5/8. That would have been fine. Okay, and then the long sides here, and woof, the long sides here, and then the outside here for the drawer. I need 3 of these. It's 2 1/8 by 3 5/8. And then the short sides just here are 2 1/8 by 5 5/8. and that's it. And then you do the straps the same way. For these I did 1.5, 1.25 wide, and then for the handle I did 5 inches long by 2.5, score down it in the middle by at 1 1/4, fold it, scoot it, kaboot it. You got it. Okay, if you guys have any questions, please leave me a message on Instagram or down below. Tamika, thank you for entrusting me with this. Sorry at the same time. I hope it works out, and I hope you guys like it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.